Hi there again, Marcus here, and today I want to talk about nutrition and eating fruits and vegetables. So just to start out, I actually have a degree in nutrition, bachelor of science, and I've always been kind of a skeptic. I'm more on the science side of nutrition, so how the body works with nutrients and things like that, and not really the dietetic side, which is how to eat properly, with fruits and vegetables and blah, blah, blah. I was never really into that, more of the science side. So I never really ate necessarily healthily. Well, not to say never, but I didn't typically eat healthily. I wouldn't mind eating fast food or whatnot. So I didn't really see how it was bad for you. And so I just didn't really prescribe to it, the whole nutritional eating thing. But that all changed recently when I got a blood glucose meter and I started testing my blood glucose, fasting, like when you wake up or between meals, and also 30 minutes after meals, which is when your blood sugar is the highest. And I was pretty shocked. Even though I'm not considered diabetic, my blood sugar is still in the 90s fasting, and that's just not optimum. Anything over 85 puts you at a much greater risk for cardiovascular disease and cancer. So that kind of shocked me. It kind of was like a wake-up call. And I knew there was a problem because I have insomnia, and with the blood glucose meter, I kind of figured out that insulin is what makes me sleepy. So what that means is that I'm probably insulin resistant to some extent, and then my mind is not reacting well to the insulin to get sleepy. Only when I eat like tons of carbs and whatnot, I'll get sleepy, but I'm just not sleepy normally. So that just means that the insulin isn't acting on my brain properly. It just means that I'm resistant to insulin. I need extra insulin to get sleepy. So that's not a good thing. So I noticed that when I ate just pure vegetables, my blood sugar would be like 95 after a half hour after eating. And I was just shocked. I was like, wow. I mean, I knew that vegetables wouldn't raise blood sugar much, but to really see, okay, the difference, Jack in the Box will bring my blood sugar up to 160 and keep it up there for a long time, while vegetables will bring my blood sugar to 95 and then it drops into the 80s right afterwards. And I'm just like, okay, like, all right, and like, there's no other way I can get around this. Like, this is the way to go. I have to eat fruits and vegetables, and fruits will raise your blood sugar up to, say, 140 or so, especially, honey, things like that, and sweet fruits, they'll raise your blood sugar up there. But if you keep taking your blood sugar every 5 minutes or so, you'll just see it just dropping. Your blood sugar will just drop, and that just shows you that, that fruits, even though they will bring your blood sugar up, they won't keep it up, and they allow the insulin to work properly in bringing it down nicely, whereas high carb, high fat, high protein stuff like, hamburger, it will just keep your blood sugar up there, and it'll take a ton of insulin to bring it down. And that's where insulin resistance comes in, is because your cells keep seeing more, or, insulin, and they just get resistant to it. They just get sick of it. So they don't respond to the insulin as well anymore. So anyway, seeing all that, I mean, I bought 200 blood glucose test strips, and I used 150 so far. Like, I've really been testing my blood sugar a lot, and, I've learned so much, and, where it's all brought me is, okay, I have to eat fruits and vegetables. That's just the bottom line. There's no way around it. And then also nuts. Nuts are great. Nuts will not raise your blood sugar at all, and they could even decrease it, because any food will bring your insulin up. And so if it's not raising blood sugar and it brings your insulin up a little bit, then it'll actually reduce your blood sugar. So hopefully that makes sense, what I just said about that. So definitely nuts. Nuts are great. nuts, fruits, vegetables, and it's seeds definitely, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much all you need, and you can have some meats and things like that. That's fine once in a while. Lean meats is fine, but just not overboard. Definitely no grains. Just grains are just not good. You know, somebody commented on one of my posts that hulled barley has a very low glycemic index, and you know, I was surprised by that. But I still think, you know, it just shouldn't be that big part of your diet. Maybe hulled barley is okay once in a while and whatnot, but just grains in general just aren't good. They'll just spike your blood sugar and just take a lot of insulin to bring it down. So that's one of the reasons to eat fruits and vegetables, and some other ones are potassium. I've explained this a little bit before, but potassium is basically what your cells drink. You know, potassium to your cells is like water to your body. You know, the cells will take potassium in and then excrete it, excreting out their waste products along with the potassium. And that's just how it works on a cellular level. You know, cells don't have mouths to be able to drink water. They just have membranes with pumps and pores. So the pumps are like their mouths, and their pores are like their, you know, going to the bathroom. So the potassium is pumped into the cell and exchanging it for sodium. And so, you know, in with the potassium will go things like water and other nutrients will go in with the potassium. It just follows it along the membrane via osmosis. And then excess, you know, the cells will build up a lot of potassium in them, which is good and healthy, and then excess will get excreted through the pores. And, you know, bringing out the toxic waste products and whatnot from the cells. So to have a nice, good, healthy cycle, you need to have a lot of potassium. And what it seems to me is you need a 10-to-1 ratio. And that's what the paleo diet advocates as well. About 10 grams, 10,000 milligrams of potassium every day, and 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram of sodium every day. And, you know, the Western diet will probably have roughly 6,000 milligrams of sodium and maybe 2,000 if you're lucky milligrams of potassium. So it's reversed. It's just the ratio is completely off, and that's one of the contributing causes to cancer. Is, you know, the potassium will protect against cancer. It really will. It's proven scientifically to protect against cancer. And so I don't want to get into a rant on the medical drug industry. It's terrible. Let me just give you a little preview of that. And since they know that potassium prevents cancer, it's just, they know that. What do they try to do? They say, "Oh, we need to tell people. We need to tell people that potassium will prevent cancer." Do they do that? No, they don't. Why? Because they're greedy. And they're just evil. And you know what they do is they try to design a drug that will act like potassium. Can you believe that? I mean, it's just bizarre. They create a drug that will act like potassium to try to prevent cancer. I mean, why can't you just save the $1 billion of drug research and people's hard-earned money on drugs and just tell people, hey, potassium, you just need to get more potassium. You know, I mean, you can even supplement with it. You can mix potassium bicarbonate in water and just drink that, and that's a good way to supplement with it. But anyway, if you're eating fruits and vegetables the way you should be, and which is most of your diet, then you're going to get plenty of potassium. So anyway, that was my medical science rant and how evil of an industry it is. Alright, so the next reason to eat fruits and vegetables, we already talked about potassium, we already talked about blood sugar control, and reversing your insulin resistance. Also another side note is that sugar is what cancer eats. I mean, cancer can't eat anything else, they eat sugar. So that's why it's very important to keep your blood sugar low to help prevent cancer. Alright, so the next aspect of fruits and vegetables is bicarbonate. So I'm sure you've heard of alkalizing the body, the pH. You want the pH to be higher. Lots of people that have defeated cancer have done it by alkalizing their body, so that's a good thing. Fruits and vegetables are base forming foods, so when you digest them, they create base, which will alkalize you. So great source of bicarbonate, fruits and vegetables. So that's definitely a positive thing that you want to do, and a great way to accomplish that is through eating fruits and vegetables. So we've talked about 3 reasons why, and then another one is obviously vitamins. Okay, this is kind of a sub thing. But fruits and vegetables have tons of vitamins, help you get all the vitamins you need without a multivitamin. So it's very important to keep all of your nutrients, your vitamins and minerals up, as well as micronutrients, things that you don't really necessarily find in a multivitamin, which you do find in fruits and vegetables. And that brings me to our final point, which is phytochemicals. Phytochemicals can be good or bad. There's lots of harmful phytochemicals, like mushrooms will contain toxic phytochemicals, but most of it's destroyed in cooking, but I still don't really recommend eating mushrooms. But there's also a lot of beneficial ones, and like in broccoli, indole, 3-carbinol, and what's another one? I'm blanking on it right now. But there's definitely some good phytochemicals in plant foods like fruits and vegetables, and there's some negatives too. Like I said, mushrooms. Also, soybeans has phytoestrogens, which may or may not be good. You just want to research that on your own. But lots have good phytochemicals that help fight cancer and things, and definitely things like garlic and onions with their sulfur-based compounds, definitely good for the body. And so those are the 4 or 5 reasons why to eat fruits and vegetables. If you change your diet and do it like this with primarily fruits and vegetables, you won't have to worry about your health anymore. Literally, you're going to be healthy. You're not going to get degenerative diseases. You're just going to be set. You don't have to worry about paying absurd amounts for health insurance. You can just take the hit from the no insurance fee and you're going to be fine. You're just not going to develop degenerative diseases if you're eating this way. Because degenerative diseases aren't something that you have to ward off. They're something that you have to elicit. You have to give yourself these degenerative diseases by eating completely unnaturally, spiking up your blood sugar, spiking up your blood pressure with sodium, and all these types of things. If you're eating primarily fruits and vegetables, degenerative diseases like heart disease and cancer and some of these neurological diseases, they just won't happen. They are unnatural to get these diseases, and you basically have to force yourself to get them by eating crazy food that we're never intended to eat. So anyway, that's my thing on nutrition, and just a quick little precursor to another video I want to do, which is cancer. Just 3 things that you have to know if you have cancer, or you want to prevent cancer. Don't drink alcohol. Don't smoke. Don't take any nicotine. And eat fruits and vegetables. If you do those 3 things, I'm not just saying eat some fruits and vegetables, no. Primarily, the foundation of your diet needs to be fruit and vegetables. If you do those 3 things, you will not get cancer, or if you do have cancer, you'll give yourself the best possible chances of surviving it. Okay, and I don't want anybody to die of cancer. I've seen cancer patients just doing things that hurt themselves, and I can't believe it. It's shocking to me. But I want you to survive, and I want just just do it. Just do those 3 things: quit smoking, quit drinking, and eat fruits and vegetables, and you're gonna make it. I mean, that's how it goes. Okay, signing off until next time. Please suggest different types of videos you want me to do. I know a lot about health. I mean, eventually I'll get around to doing one on insomnia. I'm probably one of the world's biggest experts on insomnia. Self-taught, and I know more than almost any doctor. Definitely more than your doctor on insomnia, so I'll do a video on that sometime. And please suggest other videos you want me to do. If you really want me to do insomnia, I'll do that next. If you want to hear something else, if you want to, I know a lot of things about a lot of different subjects, so please recommend something you want. Share this with your friends. Share it on Facebook. Talk about these issues with people, and that's how we're going to get more educated, and that's how we're going to improve the world. All right, take care. Signing off.